Okay, we've got a bit of an issue here. Just in front of me is the box where I keep all the electrics. There we go. It's got batteries in there and an inverter and a regulator, but it's also got in there right now a hornet's nest. So I've got to go in there and have a look, which is actually terrifying. But let's do it. So luckily I found this old bee suit in the barn with gaffer taped up the front here where there was a hole in it. I've got the gauntlets on, I've got the wellies, and now we're going to go in. Let's have a look and see. Woo! So the reason I have to do this now is because they've actually made their nest in the electrical box, and they could be making it over the inverter or the regulator, which has an airflow that has to go through it. Otherwise I'd just leave them alone. So I'm just opening it up, having a look, and if the nest is in the corner away from everything, then I can just leave it, because hornets have their natural life cycle finishing in November basically, so then there won't be much of an issue. It'll just be the queen in there and I can move her on her own. But if it's over the actual box itself, over the inverter or the regulator, then I'm going to have to move the nest, which would be a real shame. So let's go and have a look. Oh, no way. Oh.
Babes, come out.
I'll have a proper look in a minute when they've calmed down a bit. Okay, there's some really good news and some really bad news. The bad news is the nest is massive, but the good news is it's nowhere near the inverter or the regulator, so it won't do any harm at all to the electrics. So what I've decided to do is just leave the nest where it is, because the hornets will have their natural cycle, and in a couple of weeks I'll be able to move the queen. Let me show you, see if it's quite dark in there, but I'll see if I can show you the nest. It's pretty impressive. I'm not sure if I'll get attacked whilst doing so, but look, there it is, and those are the batteries in the inverter, and that's the nest. So you can see that everything is safe and sound. Thank goodness for that. So just for now I'm going to close this box, and then I'll open it again in a couple of weeks, and we'll probably see lots of hornet carcasses laying around the floor, because this is the time when they leave this realm and go to hornet heaven in the sky, and then we'll have another look and see what we can do with the nest. Good night, hornets.